Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padre gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padre gang. Yeah, that.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Talking Friars pregame show. Got the Padres and the Giants later today at 1:10. What a night last night was. I'm Ben Fadden, your host, by the way. You can follow the social media channels at Talking Friars on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel for daily Padres content. But what a night last night was. I'll be talking about that, the atmosphere, all that stuff on the series reaction after today's game, and I'll be clipping highlights and stuff and posting that on the Twitter. But what a day what a game last night. What a day. Yesterday. Joe Musgrove with the amazing start, 7 innings, 1 run, and then Soto got his first home run in a Padres uniform. You had Ha-Seong Kim come through, even though Crony's been scuffling, like in terms of batting average. He comes through with a sac fly. Um, I mean, and then obviously with Manny's home run, yeah, Josh Hader, he struggled. That was the, big downer in last night's game. But hey, without Josh Hader struggling, we wouldn't have had the Manny Machado walk-off moment, right? And that was an amazing moment. So, um, I guess props to Josh Hader for allowing us to have that moment. Now, I'd be fine with him not giving up another run the rest of the year. We had that moment last night. That was good. Let's just have 1, 2, 3 innings the rest of the time this season, Josh. But thanks for kind of contributing to that memory, because the Padres would have just won. It would have been a regular win. It would have been memorable because of the Soto home run, but it would have been just a regular 4-1 win if Hader would have come and got his first save as a Padre. Instead, we got the Manny walk-off. But today, the series finale, this is yesterday. Because they were up 4-1, that was definitely a must-win game, I think. Today, you definitely like Sean Manaea to get off to a better start than he has these last, how many starts would that be? The last, month plus. He hasn't been that great. He gave up 8 runs in his last start, obviously. Gave up 4 runs that July 4th against the Mariners. I was at that game, too. 2 runs, 3 runs, 4 runs, didn't make it out of the 4th inning against Detroit on July 25th. So, yeah, you would like, kind of like Musgrove last night, you would like Manaea to bounce back here and start pitching really well. Because if the starting rotation, including Manaea, if he can start pitching well, that sets up really well for the Padres in terms of them getting on a good roll and starting to win some games, because we know that this offense, it's going to show up at some point. We know that Fernando Tatis Jr. is coming back, probably the Miami series, somewhere around there. He looked good last night in his rehab, by the way, doubling, tripling. I think he walked a couple times. And so when he comes back and the lineup is at full force, full health, they're going to score some runs. It's just a matter of if the pitching can not allow a lot of runs. Because if they don't allow a lot of runs, you're going to see this team definitely make the postseason, and they're going to be a threat to take down the Dodgers when everyone is healthy and when the pitchers are on their game. That didn't happen this last weekend, obviously, at Dodger Stadium, right? So that's what we're going to be looking for. At least I am today out of Manaea. Can he bounce back like Musgrove did last night, and maybe start, this be the first start for him getting on a roll here, which could really help the Padres the rest of this regular season. So 1:10 is the first pitch. Jacob Junis, I think that's how you say his name. It's Jakob. He is starting for the Giants today. The Giants, Gabe Kapler, he's had a history of not letting his starters go too deep. And Junis's last start gave up 3 earned runs, didn't make it out of the 4th inning. The start before that, he didn't give up any runs against the Cubs. He only went 4 innings. Start before that, gave up 1 run, didn't make it through 5. Like, he's not going to go very long. He has not thrown over 90 pitches since June 5th, so that was a long time ago. So I wouldn't expect him to go, like 6 innings or anything, right? Unless the Padres offense makes him look like Max Scherzer or something. So this is, I mean, if Manaea can bounce back, I think it would be a good matchup for the Padres to have success and take this series. Earlier this year on May 20th, the Padres faced Junis at home, and the Padres scored 4 runs off of him. He went 6 innings. He went 6 innings and only threw 76 pitches. So I guess he could go 6 innings today if he has a start like that, I guess. But it's also later in the year, and the Giants can't afford to lose series to the Padres because the Padres, that's like their most likely team to hop in the standings. If there was going to be a team that they were going to jump, it would be the Padres. So they're going to try to win these games. And so if Junis is giving up 4 runs, I wouldn't expect him to be in there to get that long of a leash like he did, like Kapler gave him way back on May 20th. That was the only time that Junis has faced the Padres this year. Padres won that one, I believe, 8-7. And that was when his ERA was down at 270. His ERA is now at 305. So I wouldn't really expect either guy to go too terribly long. If you look at the bullpen situation for the Padres today, Josh Hader, he's not pitching, obviously. He threw 21 pitches on, what was that, Monday. And then last night threw 37 pitches and sucked. So he's not going to pitch today. Garcia, I would expect to be available. Martinez probably would be available with the off day tomorrow. Chris Matt's definitely available. I would expect him to pitch today. And then Scott, Suarez, Baez, those are the bottom 3 in the bullpen, but they're all available as well. So if there's a closing situation, maybe they go Martinez for multiple innings before this off day, like I just mentioned, or they have Garcia close and they have Chris Matt pitch 7th inning, Martinez the 8th, where you could have more home pitch back-to-back days. They probably don't want to do that like too often, though. I know they did that on the 5th and the 6th, having him pitch 10 pitches on the 5th, 14 pitches on the 6th. But I don't think the Padres want to have him pitch back-to-back days like consistently, maybe every once in a while, but consistently, they probably don't want to, just considering his injury history. So that's the bullpen situation. I'm kind of just waiting for the lineups to come out. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, feel free to put them in the chat. If you want to support the channel, feel free to use the super chat button down there in the comments. I really appreciate that. And on regular videos, you can use the super thanks button. Again, the series reaction will be coming live on YouTube here and available later on replay and on the podcast platforms tonight after the game. So if you're kind of waiting for that, well, that's when that's going to happen. The Padres are 62-51, I believe, entering today. The Giants are 54-46. Manaea has a 4.74 ERA. Jacob Junis has a 3.05 ERA. Just trying to see if the lineups are out yet. I don't think they're out yet. But the Padres, after today, they have that off day. And then they've got 3 against the Nationals, 3 against the Marlins. Hopefully Tatis is back for that Marlins series. And then they come back home. They play 4 against the Nationals, which I'm excited about. Going to 3 of those 4 games. And hopefully that's Tatis's home season debut. And that atmosphere is going to be electric. Definitely is going to be electric. And I gave away 2 tickets to yesterday's game. The 2 guys that sat next to me were great. What a game to get free tickets from someone for that game. I mean, holy cow. Get to see Soto's first bomb. There were some pretty animated fans in our section. That was funny. Get to see the Manny walk-off, obviously. So hopefully they were happy with those. Again, you stay tuned to the Talking Friars Twitter account at Talking Friars for any ticket giveaways, and put on the post notifications so you know when my tweets go out. because there's some times where, like yesterday, it was late notice, and it was like 2 hours, maybe less than that, till game time. It was less than that when I put it out, and pretty much the first people that contacted me, that's who I gave them to. So put on those notifications and make sure to be following if you want a chance at those ticket giveaways. Um, by the way, those Breaking T, AJ Preller is a legend shirts, those are out. BreakingT.com/Talking Friars. I have a partnership with them on those shirts. By the way, they just shout out to them. They just mailed me the Soto Shuffle. Can you see this? They just mailed me the Soto Shuffle shirt and then the Juan Diego shirt, so I'll be wearing that during those City Connect days. Um, those are also available, breakingt.com. I think you go to the city's location or the city's tab or whatever, and then you just click on San Diego, and then it should all be there. You could probably also go to breakingt.com/Talking Friars and then just navigate to the Soto shirts if you want those. But yeah, Breaking T, they make some pretty sick shirts. And they just copied my mom's design. But yeah, that's the partnership we have because there were some people that wanted those shirts. So I wanted to have a place that it would be easy for people to buy them, you know. It wouldn't be like a process where okay, you could buy them off um my mom make them, but then we'd have to mail them and all that. They're more, professional and they know what they're doing with that. All right, so let's get to some comments here, some questions. Just waiting for the lineups to come out here. Seeing if Alfaro's in there because he was dealing with that knee issue. So no lineups are out yet. Oh, Padre pick, by the way. I mean, I probably should do this when the lineups are out, but I assume he's in there, so I'm gonna go with Manny. If he's not in the lineup when it eventually comes out, then I will not do Manny. But yesterday I went with Juan Soto, got that right, so I'm 69-39 so far this season in my Padre pick. Perfect timing, Desert Punk says. Was looking for Padre stuff to watch. Well, here you go. Yeah, perfect timing. Going well, going well. It's doing well. Excited after last night's win. That was an amazing win. Obviously, it got a little hairy there in the ninth inning, but hey, we got to see the Manny walk-off moment, right? Christopher says, is it too much to ask for the offense to erupt today? I don't want any dramatics like last night. Well, yeah, I don't want any dramatics either, but you do have to remember, I mean, last night they scored 7 runs, so they did erupt. Um, I get your point. Like, you don't want the bullpen blowing it and then it have to be a walk-off like last night. But, yesterday, I mean, they did score 4 runs in 8 innings, right? Like, they did score runs yesterday, 4 more runs than they did the the can I talk? They scored 4 runs yesterday, 4 more runs than the 2 previous games before that, right? On Sunday and then Monday. So the offense did their job last night. It was just Josh Hader. So I think we should ask the Padres, is it too much to ask for the bullpen to not blow up? Not have a reliever blow up. I don't want any dramatics like last night. I think that's more the appropriate question. Obviously, when the offense, they don't score runs, yeah, we'll be mad, but they did their job last night. I think that was obviously on Hader last night. Musgrove did his job. That was on Hader. Bill asked, do you think Tatis, when back, starts more in center field? Oh, when he is back, do you think he starts more in center field? I think that's what Bill's trying to say. Yes, because of just they're not getting a ton of production out of the center field spot yet. Ha-Seong Kim had that big ground rule double yesterday, late in the game. He obviously plays tremendous defense at short. If they want to save Tatis's, I don't know if it would be legs, just because he is going to be running farther out to his position every inning or whatever. But I assume that the outfield is a little less taxing on the body, or there's just less involvement, you know? I think he will play center field to answer your question, yeah. It's not like they have Mike Trout as their center fielder, and that's the reason why they want him to play center field is because of that lack of production. I don't think they like Myers defensively in center. Grisham, he's been better defensively as of late, but who's the better offensive player? Tatis or Grisham? It's Tatis. I guess the real question is it not Tatis? Is it Grisham or Kim? And you're probably picking Kim. So yeah, I think they do go that route sometimes. Maybe it depends on if there's a lefty on the mound, so you get two righties in there, Kim and Tatis. But yeah, Tatis will be playing center field a little bit. Yeah, I agree, Christopher. Yep. Depending on matchups. Yeah, Joseph, good point. Profar's catch. I was going to talk about this in the series reaction because I did want to give credit to Profar because his catch in the ninth saved. It would probably been a go-ahead run there, right? I think there was a runner on second at that point. But yeah, that saved it from being what a 5-4 game if Profar would have let that go to the wall, or if he would have missed it and it would have gone to the left field wall. Yeah, it was a huge catch, kept the game tied, and then obviously Profar got on, scored the winning run. Manny had the home run, so no one's gonna really remember that. But yeah, Soto had the catcher's interference, first and second, and then Manny hit the bomb. Jim Russell's mentions on Twitter probably are nuts, and deservedly so. You know, saying for anyone that doesn't know, I'm good friends with Jim Russell, John Schaefer. They've had me in studio for John and Jim on Extra 1360 a couple times to kind of co-host with them. And John, after Manny told the media after Sunday's game where the Padres got swept by the Dodgers, the media I think asked him, "Are you concerned?" And he said, "Why would I be concerned? I'm effing Manny Machado." AC said that Manny said he's Manny effing Machado, but then Dennis Lin said that Manny told the media, "I'm effing Manny Machado." So I don't know which one it is. The Manny effing Machado one looks better. Uh, Instead of "I'm effing Manny Machado," "I'm Manny effing Machado." I think that comes off better. So I'm gonna go with that one. But either way, I like that response. I was on the radio with John and Jim yesterday. They had me on, and when I was at Petco before the game, and they asked me about the Manny comments, and I was like, I like that. I like it from the leader of the team. Like, if he's not confident, I think we have a problem. Like Manny, that's who he is. He's a confident guy who has swagger. You know, if he's not confident, you're losing a big part of Manny. Like that's troubling. And for him saying, "No, I'm not concerned. I'm Manny F. and Machado," that there's his confidence there. He still has it, you know? And he's always still gonna have it. Like before the walk-off home run, he was still, he missed a bare hand play early in the game, but then I think was it a either it was a bunt or a swinging bunt late in the game, went over the pitcher's head. It might have been Tim Hill. It might have been someone else. I don't that's not the point. But Manny came behind the mound a little bit, made a good bare hand play through it to first. Like he's gonna still impact the team defensively even when he isn't offensively. Um, I don't know where I'm going with that, but yeah, I love the confidence from Manny. Continue showing confidence, and what the heck of a night that was last night. Just a tremendous night. Um, Bill says Mazzara or Batten gets sent down when Tatis. Batten. Tatis is usually an infielder. Batten, you forget that he's even on the team. Mazzara, I think he's more valuable in terms of like a bench piece or like a pinch hitter bat. So Batten for sure would be sent down. Okay, we got like 2 hours, a little over 2 hours till game time, and there's still no lineup out. Let me just check real quick to make sure that there's still no lineup out. I know it's a day game, and you had the night game last night, so players probably getting in late. Yeah, both teams don't have any. They don't have their lineups out. Both teams don't have their lineups out. By the way, on the series reaction today, I will be getting into the Eric Hosmer stuff because there's a lot to that. I put out that tweet on Twitter this morning about how Luke Voigt was traded to the Nationals, obviously, and he wouldn't have been if Hosmer just accepted the trade. He had the no trade clause, so he used it. Then he went to the Red Sox, and Voigt was the next guy in line that the Padres would be willing to give. So they traded him to the Nationals in that Soto deal to be that last piece. And it kind of sucks for Voigt. It doesn't kind of, it really sucks for Voigt because now he's on a crap team, and he was going to be at least a bench bat on a World Series contending team. You just feel for him and it wasn't anything that he did wrong. It was because of his teammates' decision. Um, and Hosmer has not texted. He has not communicated with Luke Voigt since that trade. Nothing. No. Oh, I feel for you. I'm sorry, but it's just I wanted to go to a team where I had a better chance to win. Nothing. So great job out of the clubhouse leader there by Eric Hosmer. But I'll be getting more into that. I probably have a lot more thoughts on it on the series reaction. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised, kind of not surprised. But yeah, for this guy that's applauded for being a great teammate, a great clubhouse leader. Well, I guess when you're not teammates with the guy anymore, he's not a great teammate, if that makes sense. And then Mackenzie Gore found out about the Juan Soto trade, or that he was going to be traded in that deal on a TV on MLB Network in the clubhouse. And then he texted Preller. Preller called him. That's nothing on Preller. Preller was probably in the middle of completing that deal, but it just leaks. That's just the way it is nowadays. The Nationals probably went and told Passan and all of them and Morosi and all the guys that tweeted it, hey, we're making this deal, That's just the way it goes. That's nothing on Preller, I don't think. And then like yesterday when I tweeted out that Preller was he fell asleep during a call with a scout at like 2 a.m. the morning of the trade deadline. That's nothing against Preller. Like I didn't mean that to be like, oh, Preller's sleeping. He doesn't care. No, I actually tweeted that out because, dude, this guy's a legend. Like being up at 2 a.m. and he literally eats, sleeps, breathes baseball. Isn't that the phrase? Like that's literally what he does. And falls asleep talking to a scout mid conversation. Um, well, there you go. Yeah, he's working his butt off at the trade deadline, while other GMs are probably sleeping. That's what he's doing. After completing already the Soto deal, essentially. Having that agreement already, agreement in principle before they had to deal with the Hosmer stuff. So he'd already made the biggest trade maybe in baseball history, agreed to it at least, and he's still talking to scouts at 2 a.m. on his couch. Like, that's legendary right there. So, again today, Manaea on the mound for the Padres, and Jacob Junis for the Giants. Manaea, he's pitched more, but he has 118 strikeouts. Junis has 53 strikeouts this year. Again, we don't have the lineups yet, but Alfaro's hitting 500 off him in 2 at-bats. Very small sample size with everyone here. Profar has the most at-bats off of Junis, 9, hitting 222. Manny's hitting 667 with 3 at-bats. Kim, 2 at-bats. Grisham, 2 at-bats. Josh Bell, 2 at-bats. Soto's 5 at-bats. Not a big sample size. But you'd like the Padres to win this game because then you really think, hey, we could go on a winning streak here. Really start a winning streak because after today, the Padres have the Nationals, the Marlins, the Nationals again, the Royals, the Guardians. Like, sign me up for that easy schedule, or at least those easy 5 series. All right, the Padres do have their lineup out. Let me pull that up. My MLB app notification just told me that. So the Giants lineup isn't out, but Profar, Soto, Manny. So Manny's my Padre pick, by the way, just confirming that because I didn't know if he was going to be in the lineup. Bell is the cleanup hitter at first. Drury's DHing. Crony's at second. Kim's at short. Grisham's in center. Nola is catching. So I believe that's the same lineup as yesterday. I believe because Grisham was hitting 8th, I think. I know Nola was hitting 9th. Let me double check that. Yeah. Same lineup as yesterday. Profar, Soto, Manny, Bell, Drury, Crony, Kim, Grisham, Nola. And everyone's playing the same positions. If it worked, don't fix it. What is it? What's that phrase? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. There you go. Bomel, he's used, I think, like, I saw something the other day. I forget where it was, but he's used like over 90 lineup combinations this season. And so he probably feels good to be like, hey, I can just, hey, do we have a copy of yesterday's lineup? Let's just put that out again. I don't have to do any work here. Because you got a lot of the guys, before the trade deadline, right? Hosmer, he wasn't playing every day just because of his decline in performance defensively, offensively. Voit wasn't playing every day. He was DHing most of the time. But there were guys, Mazzara, there were parts where they weren't going to play every day, but you pretty much had to play him every day just because of injuries, and you didn't have Juan Soto on your team, right? You had Fernando still rehabbing. He still is. But now you have Soto. He's playing every day. You have Drury. Okay, probably going to play every day, whether that's the infield, the H, Josh Bell. He's going to play every day. That makes it a whole lot easier on Bob Melvin because you have those three, like I just mentioned, and then on top of that, you have Crony, going to play every day. Manny, going to play every day. Those two are like the Iron Man of the Padres. And then Nola Alfaro, going to be down in the lineup. Grisham, going to be down in the lineup, or Myers. And then Kim, because Tatis isn't here yet, he's going to be down the lineup playing shortstop pretty much every day. Like, that makes the lineup a lot easier. It allows the players probably to be more comfortable as well. They can come in and just get their work in. They don't have to, like, adjust to, oh, man, now I'm hitting 7th one day. I'm hitting 5th another day. Oh, now he's having me 4th. Like, I remember Crony. There were some, there were a lot of games this year where he was hitting 3rd. There were some where he was hitting 4th. Now he's hitting 7th, 6th. He's probably going to be hitting 7th, right? Probably 7th when Tatis comes back. But he's settling into the 6th hole, at least right now. Like, he can focus on that. Soto, he can be comfortable hitting 2nd. Profar right now can be comfortable at least hitting leadoff, as for now. Manny can be comfortable hitting 3rd. Same goes for Bell, Drury, Crony, like I mentioned. And then the rest of the lineup. And so I like that the lineup, it's kind of the same, pretty much the same. At least today, back-to-back days, it's exactly the same. Alfaro's not catching again. He's dealing with that knee issue. Who knows if he's going to go on the IL. I saw something yesterday, I think it was from the UT, that he's probably not going to have to go on the IL, so that's good news. But, yeah, Nola's catching today. 110's the first pitch. My Padre pick is Manny. Hopefully the Padres can get a series win. I'll be back with the series reaction after the game, getting more into that Hosmer Voit stuff, Gore, what's coming up next, and obviously these games. So I'm excited to come back and chat with you guys after the game. By the way, I just did see this comment here, Angel. Ben, I love your hard work and devotion towards not just the Padres, but baseball. Keep that up, man. I appreciate that. Just like I appreciate all you guys. Again, I just love baseball, love talking about the Padres with you. I'm just a diehard Padre fan. There was actually one person, I forget who it was, but someone reached out and asked that if I worked for the Padres. I was like, no, I don't work for the Padres. I used to, but I love the Padres. It's just one of my big passions in life, and so I'm just sharing that with you guys. So that's going to do it for the pregame show. August 10th, 2022, Padres Giants, 110's the first pitch. I'm Ben Fan, your host. Go Padres. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for daily Padres content if you haven't already. Follow the social medias at Talking Friars, and I'll see you later. All right.